Hey, welcome in Huntsville. Another wonderful good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us.
What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
All right.
We're bucking for you in Huntsville, Texas.
Hello, I'm Billy Coppin, the Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home.
Hey, it's Boehning with Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools.
Good morning, Huntsville.
Good morning.
Hey, I'm Karen.
I'm Toy. And I'm Denise.
And from all of us at Walker County Federal Credit Union, good morning, Huntsville.
Good morning, Huntsville.
He's put Josie on the spot.
Just right on the spot.
I don't think I've had to do that before.
Poor Josie was like, did you hear that, Rick?
What do you want me to do?
We just had this really quick little, oh no, what just happened? So, all right, that's about all the enjoyment we needed today. Thank you, Josie.
Okay, well,
You're welcome.
It was good to be here.
Well, it was a great show. Good morning. God bless. We'll see you back, guys. We remind you this one. No, I'm just kidding. Welcome in, everybody. 7:35, and we're feeling alive here in another edition of Good Morning Huntsville. Thanks for hanging out with us this morning as we get started on this wonderful Wednesday. How about a little episode 330?
3:30.
3:30. Wow, what have we been yakking about for 329 previous episodes?
I've only been here 1/7 of that. I mean, 1/5 of that time.
That's right, but that's still a lot.
Well, Josie's been here almost as much as I have.
Josie's welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Welcome
Thank
back.
you for having me.
We paid Josie big dollars to be here, and she said, "I'll be there if you pay me $2.50. I said, "How about $3?" And she said, "Perfect." She's here this morning.
Wow.
So we're
coming out of your pocket, not mine.
Yeah, Well, we just it's a transfer of funds, is what it is. You know, kind of like the world economy. I started thinking about, you know, the world economy or even the United States economy. It's just a transfer of money is all it really comes down to. Think about it.
That's true.
It starts from the government issuing the money, and then from there it just goes in a circle.
Well, they print a lot of it.
But you think about that, though. That's all it really is. It's like, I don't know. Think of it back in the day when, like, people were trying to collect grain, right, for food. It's like, who can collect the most grain? I kind of feel like that's the rat race that we're in some days. I've just gotten into this point of I just want to be able to pay my bills. If I can do that consistently, I feel great. Yeah,
That's all right. I'm trying to keep track of the bills I got to pay.
That's, you know, Josie, what are your thoughts? You know, young adult growing up, what have you been doing?
Trying to figure out how to pay bills. I did just pay off my car this month.
Oh, congratulations!
So I completely own that lovely car. Don't look at the stuff hanging out from under the bottom, but I own it. It's mine.
I didn't hit your car with my door one morning, did I? Was that your car?
I wouldn't have noticed.
No, there was somebody that I hit, and I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." They're like, "Oh, it's fine."
No, I don't think it was mine.
Okay, Josie would not have been so nice. I know it was Abby from the Color Bar. That's who it was. Yeah, I barely bumped her. I felt bad.
We do have the same car.
That's that's what I thought. So, well, we are here, episode 330, as we get rolling this morning. Thanks for hanging out with us as we celebrate all things good happening here in Huntsville. Hey, do us a huge, huge favor. Can you do this for us this morning, friends? Can you send a comment if you're watching, whether you're on YouTube, across the various Facebook platforms, maybe you're even on Instagram. We've got a few folks that are now joining us on Instagram as we're going live on IG every morning now too. Maybe you're on LinkedIn. Wherever you're at, send a comment and let us know. Just say hello if you want to, or you can let us... Sorry, I was looking at Rick and his eyebrow raised at me. I wish I would have had the camera zoomed in. It was awesome. But now I'm going to be like this. Let us know that you're out there this morning, and we would love to hear from you as we celebrate, again, all things good happening here in our communities. We get underway on this episode 330. As always, big shout out to our friend.
Who's our friend?
P.O. Purchase order.
Purchase order?
Paul Oley. We always tell Paul.
Sorry. We love you, Paul.
Yes, we do. Good morning to you, Paul. Paul Oley, the gallery, located. I mean, his wooden banner that Jamie Saucier made him was not hanging up in his office yet.
Really?
Yeah, it was a nice wooden. You saw it, right?
Yeah.
The wooden plaque next door that Jamie made. It's not even hanging up yet. Paul, hang that up, man.
Paul's a busy man.
Paul, hang that thing up in the winder, as my grandma would say, winder.
And I've got a photo or a painting I need him to frame too. That's been sitting in my foyer for a month.
Paul, I would like a painting of you on a majestic horse. I'll put it in my living room, Paul.
You could probably make that.
Probably could. See, we've got Josie in on the AI. We'll figure that one out. But Paul, in all seriousness, appreciate you, Paul, of the Gallery, 1201 University, for all of your custom framing and photography needs. Please go by and see my good friend Paul Oley. As we continue on, big shout out to our friend Elliot Herzlich of Elliot's Jewelers and online at elliotsjewelers.com. Maybe you need some jewelry. Maybe you need some diamonds. Maybe you need some rubies.
I like emerald.
Maybe you need some emeralds. Ooh, emerald sounds better than diamond. Just the word sounds better. Emerald.
I just like green.
Pow. I'm going to say emerald, and I'm going to say pow, and who am I talking about? Do you know? Josie, do you have any idea? Josie looks very confused. Pow.
I think I'm gonna be off, but there was a green girl that was the bad guy on Kim Possible. That was kind of my first thought.
Well, at least you're being honest. The brain of Josie Stowers this morning, thinking about Kim Possible.
That was my show growing up.
If you know who it is, you let us know. You let us know. Out there is the audience. When I said the word emerald, and I said, pow, what am I talking about?
The chef.
Oh!
Was I supposed to say it?
Yes, that
okay,
was
good.
it. You knew that, right. All right. By the way, Josie we've never got a compliment like this. I'm kind of angry, Rick.
What? What compliment?
You want to smile with me on the camera, see if Jamie compliments us? Jamie Saucier said, "You have such a pretty smile, Josie."
Oh, thank you.
Well, she does look a lot better than either one of us.
Yeah. And he was actually saying that to Rick and I. We thank you so much, Jamie. It's so wonderful of you. No, he put Josie on there. Great. I've never got a smile compliment in my life. Now, back in the day, when I would eat a hamburger, do we have I don't have a pen. Yes, I do. All right, we're going to do a little, remember like when you're in elementary school and you get to draw things? So when I would eat a hamburger, Josie, we're going to do a little camera thing here, all right? This is what used to happen to me. Josie, if you can hold this above the paper, okay, you following me? All right, now hold on, and we're going to put it on here. Okay, so folks can see the paper. When I used to eat a hamburger when I was growing up, this is what it, normally if you'd bite a sandwich, it'd kind of look like that, right? Kind of like a crescent moon, Is that right, Rick?
Sure.
Like you're supposed to look like that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, when I was a kid, that's what it would look like when I would eat it.
A little bit snaggletooth there?
It was quite a bit. So that's what would happen to me when I would eat a sandwich growing up. And I finally got braces when I was about 28 years old. It's a very fun time in my life. I had an expander.
An expander?
You would talk like this. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Did you have braces?
Yes.
You did?
I did.
Okay. Were you on that old snaggle train like I was?
I did. I had a tooth. One of my canines was way up high.
Oh.
And they had to bring it back down.
You see, I had one that was actually behind all the other teeth. They had to pull my bite. They said we can either. I don't even know why we talk about this stuff on this show. Rick.
You're the one that brought it up.
What happens? Oh, Jamie, by the way, said that you and I are cute, Rick.
We are cute.
He said y'all are cute also. Thank you so much, Jamie. The dentist said, or the orthodontist said, we've got a couple of options here. We can either break your jaw, which that was like doesn't sound good. And I'm in the yakking business, I yak all the time. So I'm sitting there thinking, well, I probably wouldn't never be able to talk for a while. That won't work. He said, or we can pull your bicuspids. So I said, what does that mean? He says, we just pull 4 teeth to make room for the others. They were going to break my jaw to make more room is what they were going to do.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, and I was like, nah, let's just pull the 4 teeth. And so they pulled my bite. That's why I have like a gap. Can you kind of see that gap?
Oh, a little bit.
Yeah. So that,
No.
Yeah, they did a good job pulling it all back together.
Yes.
And so I got to braces 28. I had them for like 3 or 4 years. I had to rotate. I had an expander, so like every night I had to turn this little thing that was mounted up in my mouth. And I'll be honest, when I got the braces off, I was kind of sad. You become friends to them. There are little metal pieces up there that, or you kind of miss them because when you had them, you're always like this, right? With your tongue, you're like, it's like a constant thing because you have all this metal in your mouth. I remember when I got them off, I was very happy, but I was also a little bit sad, Rick.
I've never had braces.
So you wouldn't know this, but Josie and I would. Did you ever get brisket in your braces?
Yes.
Brisket in your braces? I've
had peas under my plate.
Yeah, so it was a fun time. I'm gonna tell you what, man. Like I used to never smile because I was so ashamed of my teeth. I really was, and they weren't. You can have a few crooked teeth and still smile. Man, I could not smile. It was just bad. I'll have to show you a photo sometime, man. My teeth were crookeder than a senator. I mean, they were pretty.
That's pretty crooked.
They were pretty crooked. So that's about as political as we're gonna get on this show, by the way. So. All right, well, big thank you. Somehow all that went from Elliott's Jewelers to braces. Maybe if you want diamonds in your braces.
Emeralds is what started it.
Yeah, emeralds. Pow. Josie got it. Emerald. Also, a big thank you as well to, of course, Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. Sitting in for Kay this morning is Josie Stowers. She is the marketing director. Would that be the correct terminology?
Yes.
What was the position when you applied? What did it say?
It might have said that exactly.
Whenever you saw it, were you like, oh, this may be for me?
Yes, I actually did. I looked at it a couple of times before I hit apply. And I think Miss K texted me.
See the respect, by the way, Miss K?
A few
Everybody
days.
calls her Miss K except me. I just say, hey, you.
She texted me a few days after Christmas. And, or maybe it was a few days after New Year's. Somewhere around there.
How long? So you're getting close to a year now.
Yes, I started in January.
Yeah, that's coming up here before long. We're in August, September, October, November. So yeah, you're 8 months in now.
Yes.
You have made it past what business owners call the honeymoon period. And if you get through like that 3-month period, you're doing all right.
Awesome.
Rick's looking at me like, I don't know about that.
It's not been my experience.
Well, no, you do great work, Josie. We're going to talk to Josie today about Unleash Your Imagination. Also, some other things happening here in our community as we continue on. Again, do us a favor, though. Let us know that you're out there. We'd love to hear from you this morning. Many of you are already commenting in, and we'll get to those a little bit later on in the show. Kyle Kreiner said, by the way, it's called a probationary period. Is what I call it, the honeymoon period. I'll never forget. When I had my IT company, Rick, and you'll enjoy this story. You you know what it's like hiring people. I mean, you put it out there on Indeed. I mean, that was the go-to. I think that's hogwash now. We used to use Craigslist. I got some of my best employees. By the way, where did you find? Did you find it on Indeed?
Indeed, yes.
Okay, see, Indeed has changed. When I was using it, it was hogwash back in the day, because they would say, "Oh, put this out here for $20." Well, they end up billing you like $200. They always find a way to scam you. And so for us, some of the best employees that I found back in the day were on Craigslist. Not saying you're a great employee, Josie. Not hating on Indeed, but some of the best IT guys I found were on Craigslist. And it was because you think about Craigslist, it was like a lot of IT guys hung out on Craigslist, so it made perfect sense for us. And it used to be free. Then they started charging for it. I don't even know if Craigslist is a thing anymore.
Oh, it's still there.
I know around here it's not a big deal because there's not a Huntsville Craigslist. It'd probably be Houston.
It
Craigslist.
is.
We had Austin Craigslist.
Well, you have the greater Houston area.
So we used to use it like crazy. But I found it. That's how I found all my employees. Well, this one guy calls. I'm very interested in working for your organization, sir. I didn't put some ad out there like we were this big-time computer company. I said, basically, we're a small mom and pop that's eager to grow, And so I was like, get in on the ground level of exciting technology, blah, blah, blah. And we were a computer repair shop, but we did a lot of really fun things. And at the time, I felt we were very innovative. We programmed our own order system that companies actually wanted to start buying from us. I never sold it, but this guy had reached out to me. Was very interested in working with us. We even put on there like the starting pay is probably only gonna be around like 40 or 50. This guy was in California, so I was like, well, for sure. Why is this guy from California calling us? He says, never forget, Rick. We're on a Zoom call. This was back when Zoom wasn't popular. COVID made it popular. We're on a Zoom call, and he was so serious. He goes, well, I'd like to come out and tour your world-class facilities. And I'm like, our world-class facility is a 1,200-square-foot computer store. Well, that sounds pretty great. I'd like to come out and fly out there and tour it. And I said, buddy, are you serious? He goes, absolutely. I really want to move to that area. We're looking at Killeen. I'd like to come out there. Georgetown's very close. I said, you can fly out all you want, but I ain't paying for the plane ticket. This guy literally flew in, did the interviews. Great employee. So we were like, this guy's actually pretty good. We hired him. He only ended up lasting like 2 weeks. And you know what? I'm a generous person. I think it was like around Christmas time, and I ended up giving everybody a Christmas bonus, and I gave him a Christmas bonus. And that guy leaves after 2 weeks.
We've had that happen before.
Yeah. What do?
Yeah. You give them a Christmas bonus, and then so long.
Sayonara. Thank you for letting me be a part of this world-class facility, and now I'm going to another job.
Yeah.
We hired a guy one time, old Sam. I won't say the last name. It was a funny name. I'll tell you off air. It was one of these names that you never forget because it's kind of a funny, I don't know, it's like a cartoon.
Would it be like Boehning?
Yeah, that's a little. That's almost cartoonish. This guy was really cartoonish. His last name. Military background, right? So you think you were hiring the best of the best. And, man, I thought we had hit a gold mine, Rick, when this guy shows up. He ends up just acing all of our interviews. And we had some fun interviews. I wasn't the type of boss that was real strict about things. I was pretty laid back. But I also would ask people just off-the-wall questions. I wouldn't get into this, well, what would you do if customer A? I didn't get into all that. These people already knew, and I didn't get into the computer stuff because I already knew the computers. I was just asking them more like, man, do you really like football or basketball? What's your favorite sport? I would just get to know them, This guy, got to know him, great guy, had the computer skills, hired him. Man, first morning, he's there like 30 minutes early. We already trusted him, military background. We're like, passed all the background. We background checked everybody because we were going into people's homes. And this guy was just an absolute rock star for 2 weeks. Come around on the second week on Friday, customers start calling me in the morning. He was a hands-off guy. I loved it. I love a hands-off employee. I said, man, look, I'll be as hands-on or as hands-off as you want. Whatever you need, you let me know. Well, man, if you just give me the list of what I need to do, I'll do it. Military background, you just give him a list, he does it. Well, Friday, the next week comes rolling around, the end of the second week. And this guy decides, well, I get calls from customers that he was supposed to, hey, we thought that Sam was supposed to be here, and nobody's here this morning. That's not like him. van was still there too. So that I was like, well, I thought maybe sometimes he would, take his own car there in those first 2 weeks. And I said, yeah, we noticed the van was here this morning, but we thought maybe he just went right to your house. No, he's not here. And then a business called. Yeah, it was so-and-so. He never showed up today. I finally get a call, Rick, at 3:30 in the afternoon from this guy. Hey, man, sorry, I forgot to tell you I took another job.
Fantastic.
So, like, what were you doing? Were you just working on my dime while you were waiting on some other job to give you an okay? And the way that I had structured that business, and maybe this is some, we always try to find a little motivation. Maybe here's some motivation for a business owner this morning. The way that I structured my business in the service industry is we used to pay people a salary. Well, we got out of that. And so I would tell people, I will pay you a minimum wage base salary. Not very lucrative, right? Who would want to work for, if you take the minimum, what is it, $7.25? Is it still $7.25?
Yeah, still $7.25.
So here's what we do. There's 2,000, and somehow this has all come back. There's 2,080 working hours in a year, 2080. So if you take $7.25 times 2080, that only puts you $15,000. That's your minimum wage salary. That's not much. But what we would do is every month we would have a goal. And I would pay guys, not only that base, they would get that guarantee. So they were guaranteed an amount, but I would also give them 30% of whatever labor they build out. So for every $100 job, they would get $30. Well, I had employees, some of these guys were working 12, 14 hours a day. And I mean, they were cranking out the numbers. I had one guy that was paying close to $80,000 a year. This was years ago, but he was putting in the work. He was making more than me as the owner. I didn't care because he was working hard. And we came up with a really cool incentive plan to where every month we would have a meeting at the beginning of the month and say, here's the goal for this month. Let's say it was $30,000 in service revenue. So I would say, all right, our goal this month is $30,000. 50% of any amount over that is going to go into a bonus pool, and you will receive the percentage of the amount you build out from that 50%. So say that our goal was $30,000 and we did $40,000 in labor. That would put $10,000 that was eligible. 50% of that is what? $5,000, right? Mm-hmm. So that was a $5,000 bonus that would be distributed among all the other techs. Now, how would we determine how much of that $5,000 they would get? It would be based on how much of the $40,000 that they build out. So if they were 20% of that, they would get 20% of the $5,000. It was a really lucrative plan, and it worked really, really well. And then on top of that, the guy that ran my shop, I had him on the same plan, but he would get 10% of whatever the shop built out. So it was extremely lucrative. And what it did is it created an opportunity for my employees to not only meet their own personal goal, but to meet the team goal. And it was so funny because I remember, there was times to where we were just right there at the goal. And I mean, I was pretty strict. If we were $5 below, I wouldn't give it to them. I was like, you got to hit the goal.
Yeah.
And so there were guys they would be up there till like 11:59, sweating, trying to get stuff out before the minute clicked over. But it was really cool. So I don't know why I brought that up, but that's a little inspiration this morning. As a business owner, what I'm getting at is find a way to incentivize people and watch them flourish. I'm a big believer that, even in life, if you have a friend or somebody that has a talent, help them grow in that talent. How many times are we surrounded by people that we know that have this? Take Josie for instance. You're very good with people and you're very good at marketing. And Kay has been so good to you, allowing you to flourish in that environment. And that's a sign of a good leader. And so how are you helping other people flourish in what their God-given talents are? Now, Rick, Rick's talent is, well, just being Rick,
I'm a unique individual.
It's very unique. So I heard this in a debate one time. They were debating. It was a presidential debate. They were going back and forth. And at the end of it, the moderator says, well, tell me one good thing about that person. And it just changed the whole tone of that debate there at the end. So, Josie, I'm going to give you an opportunity here just to kind of change the tone in here. It's a little aggressive this morning, Rick being here, with me being here, with that guy walking by. I'm just kidding.
I didn't see anybody walking. I've seen several people go by, but not recently.
Josie, what's one nice thing that you have to say about Rick?
He's really good at knowing when the printer needs paper.
Gosh, wow.
She came to me the other day and said the printer's not working. So.
And it wasn't the first time either.
She has.
Rick, that's
printers.
very nice of you. I was going to say Rick's just a very jolly person, and he makes you feel warm inside. See?
Probably not at work. Not where I work. I tend to walk around with a scowl on my face because when I relax my face, that's what it does.
Well, hey, the reason maybe this morning you're asking where is Kay at? Kay is about to take some tests this morning, I believe. Is that correct?
Yep. She's going to learn to count 2 plus 2.
No, she's out taking some teaching tests this morning, and so we know that she's going to do very good on that. And you talk about too continuing education and how important it is, and that's what she's doing is continuing education. So
yeah, and I actually have to leave in about 3 minutes.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what are you up to this morning?
I'm taking her to her test.
Oh, you're the test driver.
I'm the test driver.
Oh, she can't drive because of the patch.
Well, she can drive, but parking's an issue.
Ah, where does she have to take the test at?
Sam.
Oh, here in Huntsville?
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, parking is pretty bad here. So, all right. Well, we wanted to extend it to 7:57 because we knew Rick had to get going. So, Rick, God bless you. Oh, real quick, candy business. What's going on? Plug it, man. What's happening in the candy world?
Oh, it's going. See how much it's going? I actually have ranch-flavored dill pickles.
Are you serious?
I really do.
Are they salty?
Oh, yeah, they're very salty.
Ranch-flavored dill pickles.
Yeah.
Josie, what's one thing that you would want to see? What is it, dehydrated?
It's freeze-dried.
Freeze-dried. Yeah, never mind. What is one thing that you would think would be interested to freeze-dry and eat?
I was actually thinking about this the other day. Could you do like Twizzlers?
Ooh.
No.
Oh.
You can't do Twizzlers?
Twizzlers don't work.
Why?
It's some part of their chemical makeup.
I figured since I hadn't seen it, it probably was something that.
She goes over to my office quite a bit and sticks things in it.
You're like, oh, will this pen work? Will this piece of paper work?
I meant she put things in my office because, that's where the collection point for the lasso your imagination is.
Gotcha. All right, well, we're going to take a quick break. Rick's got to bail out on us as he has a very important. That's kind of neat. You usually have someone as your chauffeur.
Oh no, I'm usually the chauffeur.
No, I'm usually driving you.
Oh well, yeah.
Rick by the way, full disclaimer, Rick will call, hey man, and then I have to drive him. I have to drive this guy. It's a wonderful friendship.
I'm old.
All right, Rick. Well, be blessed, my friends. Great to see you. We'll take our first break of the morning, as always, our wonderful Wednesdays, brought to you by Tomorrow's Promise. Over 25 years of excellence here in Walker County. Visit them online at tomorrowspromise.info. Rick, I'll let you say it. What's the key word?
Shoo.
Shoo. That's what you say to your dog when the dog, shoo, get on out of here. Never thought about that. SHSU along with your name on the 0 Degree Creations phone and text line. Shoo. Never really thought of that, Rick. That's great. SHSU is the key word along with your name. 0 Degree Creations phone and text line. Text it in this morning with your name, 936-339-0139. Again, 936-339-0139. We've got another Cafe Texan gift card we're giving away today, only because you're on the show, Rick.
Wow, that's rude. That's so rude.
We'll take our first break. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us as we continue celebrating all things good. This is your show. It is Good Morning Huntsville. We'll be right back after this.
Here we grow again. Tomorrow's Promise is excited to announce our third location to better serve the families of Walker County and surrounding areas. At Tomorrow's Promise, we are more than just childcare. We pride ourselves on partnering with parents and creating a place where every child is respected, loved, and nurtured in the highest quality environment. See what makes us the perfect fit for your child and their needs. Schedule a tour and learn more about Montessori.
Tomorrow's Promise Academy on Veterans Memorial now open. Visit tpms.live for more information. Education you can trust.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union. One of the best things I hear from our members is how they love being treated like they're important, like their family. Sure, our members love things like low rates on loans too, but combine that with the friendliest and most helpful service in town, and you've got Walker County Federal, taking care of our members. It's what we do. We are Walker County Federal Credit Union, member NCUA.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union. One of the best things I hear from our members is how they love being treated like they're important, like their family. Sure, our members love things like low rates on loans too, but combine that with the friendliest and most helpful service in town, and you've got Walker County Federal, taking care of our members. It's what we do. We are Walker County Federal Credit Union, member NCUA.
Welcome to Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville, where we've been caring for your furry family members for over 4 decades. Nestled at 877 IH 45 South, our kennel is a perfect retreat for your pet. With a climate-controlled facility, spacious exercise yards, we ensure a comfortable and enjoyable stay. At Magnolia Kennel, we offer a range of options including overnight boarding, extended stay boarding, and doggy day out. But that's not all. We also provide additional pampering services like baths and nail care to keep your pets looking and feeling their best. Making a reservation is a breeze at magnoliakennel.com. We take great pride in our dedication to the community, supporting our local fire departments by providing oxygen pet masks. Stay connected and enjoy adorable pet updates by following us on Facebook. Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville is where dogs get to be dogs. Visit us at magnoliakennel.com to book your pet's next stay. We can't wait to meet your 4-legged family members.
This is KHSP LP, Huntsville, Texas, the spirit of Huntsville.
Josie Stowers down the hallway, struts like she's the queen. Marketing maven with the plan no one's ever seen. Montessori magic sparkles in her stride, but oh, that sharp pitch, you better run and hide. She's got the slogans, rhymes that make you grin. Have a little too tycoon, she'll rope you in. Kids with crayons doing algebra real neat. Thanks to Josie, now they're stomping Wall Street. Oh, Josie Stowers knows it all. It's true. Marketing madness, she'll sell it all to you. From finger paints to futures, she's got it in her pack. But don't you dare question, she'll launch a counterattack.
What is that?
I have no idea, but it was pretty awesome.
All right, Josie, there you go. There's your thing. Sparkles in her stride. You better run and hide. And it said that you're very sharp. So, yeah, it's very sharp. She's got the slogans, rhymes, everything. Josie Stowers here with us. There you go. There's your song today, Josie.
Thank you.
We just wanted to give you your own song. By the way, this always creates a couple, and here's the deal: we don't know what it's going to create. We have no idea. It doesn't ever create anything bad or vulgar, so I always trust that. I'm not worried about that. I just don't know what it's going to sound like. I don't know what the voice is going to sound like. Like, here's another one. Whole different one.
Josie Stowers, she knows it all. She markets school, stands 10 feet tall. With a click and a clack, she sorts it out. Nothing's too big, nothing's too small. There's no doubt.
Here we go. But Josie, you ready?
Got her desk piled high with plans galore. She's got spreadsheets taped to the door. Promotion, slogans, ideas that dance. Got the whole school running like a grand parade's chant. So Josie,
the chorus is always the best.
Josie, marketing queen. You got ideas like a coffee machine, full of trim and perfection. That's no lie, but you know it always make the teacher sigh.
Sorry, Josie. I told it to say that you were a know-it-all in a nice, friendly way. So,
in the nicest way possible.
Josie Stowers here with us this morning. Appreciate Josie being here, sitting in for Kay Boehning, Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. Know we've had a lot of fun, but some serious things to talk about this morning. Unleash your imagination. Getting ready, getting ramped up here in September. Let us know what you've been working on and what we can expect. We wanted to continue talking about it.
We've been working a whole lot on the day event right now. So from 9 to 3, we're going to have an inflatable kid zone and car show. And we're going to have some face painting and some other activities for children and for families, because we're also going to have vendors and artisans and food trucks. So there will be something for everyone during the day for sure. So it'll be 6 hours of just a whole lot of fun.
And what day is this again?
September 14th.
That's on a Saturday.
Yes.
So the first event gets started. And what are y'all calling that, the first event?
It's a combination of jump into your imagination and rev up your imagination.
Okay.
So that's for the kid zone and for the car show.
And this is all out at the fairgrounds.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we do still have vendor spaces available. They're $50 for a 10x10 space.
Yeah,
and,
just a few remaining too. So
yes. So if you want to join, contact me soon.
Awesome. So those events are happening. And then kind of as the day goes on, folks can kind of go home for a little bit and then come back. What's happening that night?
Absolutely. So we're going to do Lasso Your Imagination barbecue fundraiser. And this is our third time doing it. And it'll actually be my first time being there. So I'm really excited. But it's going to be a barbecue dinner with drinks. And we're going to have comedic entertainment. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. And then we're also going to have a dance floor. So if you're interested in dancing, there won't be the square dancers this year, but you can square dance. And then we're also
People may look at you like, what are you doing?
Then we're going to have silent, live, and dessert auctions. And our auctions are amazing right now.
And I know there's, again, limited number of vendor spots available, and those tables are almost sold out now.
Yes.
So still an opportunity to buy a couple of tables, right?
Yes. There's still availability for a few more tables. It's $500 for a table, which is 8 tickets.
Awesome. Well, more information is online at unleashyourimagination.com. This is happening. Fun for the entire family, September the 14th of this year. At the Walker County Fairgrounds, and these are fundraising events helping the Jump Into Your Imagination, inflatable kid zone. Rick and I will not be in there jumping around, so no worries there. The Rev Up Your Imagination car show, and I really like that. You know, that's kind of in honor of Kay's dad, who was a car collector, correct?
Yes.
So that's happening, and then that Lasso Your Imagination barbecue dinner happening at night. The best thing, too, if you get your tickets early, you're going to save a little bit of money, too. It's $50, I believe, for the barbecue dinner that night, or $65 at the door, right?
Yep.
Cool. And let us know, obviously, you know, one thing that we want to make sure that we mention, Josie, and you know this, too, of course, Tomorrow's Promise, a 501c3 nonprofit, and the Educational Foundation, all the funds that receive, none of this money will go to any staffing, no other project except what?
The Dolly Parton Imagination Library.
And so if folks don't know what that is, tell us about the Dolly Parton Imagination Library.
So the Dolly Parton Imagination Library pays for books, children's books to be produced and printed. And then Tomorrow's Promise has partnered with them to get the books shipped to the children enrolled in Walker County. And so if they enroll at birth, if their parents enroll them at birth, they'll receive 60 books by the time they turn 5. And in a middle-class household, the average is about 13 books in a household. So they're already beating that average. And
yeah, it's cool. You think about it, because there's so many children, and I never knew this. What I loved about Kay, she's educated me so much on this, and I'll continue to mention it on the show because it's so important. Childhood literacy is so very important. And think about that opportunity if you're a parent like Bridget and I. When I put my daughter to sleep, that's our time together for my little girl and I. She calls me my sweetheart. She says sweetheart, actually. It's not heart. She goes, I said, are you my darling or my sweetheart? She goes, I'm your sweetheart. She says art, sweetheart. And that's like our time together, right? That's our little bonding time each night. And I love reading to her. Mm-hmm. And we're in that routine now. And if she's upset about something, children get upset about anything. And sometimes she'll be throwing a fit about something. But as soon as we start reading, she's calmed down. She's ready to read. Mm-hmm. And it's so important to get books in front of children, especially young children, especially even babies. I was reading to Braylon when she was still in mama's tummy.
Yes.
To get her used to my voice and everything. And it's so important that we have this organization and just the vision that Kay was blessed to have to find this resource, to give books free of charge, no charge. But it does come at a cost, and the cost is they have to pay for the shipping.
Yes.
Kay does in Tomorrow's Promise. And so that's why these events are happening. The books are completely free. I want to make sure that you understand that books are completely free to you, to your children, 0 to 5, completely free here in Walker County. But there is a cost, and it's the shipping cost, but you don't have to pay for it. Tomorrow's Promise is paying for it. That's why we have the events.
Yes. And usually it's around $25 to $30 a year per child, and so that's why a lot of our entry fees are around $25, $30.
All right. Well, what are some of the things that, like, you know, going on, getting close to a year coming up here in January for you, just on the marketing side, what have you really enjoyed most about putting this together? Because you've done a fantastic job putting all this together, Josie.
Thank you. I really love the people that I've met during this process. It's a whole new world for me because I was very reclusive, I guess, before this position. And so it's really helped me come out of my shell and learn a lot about myself. And then also working towards a mission that is for the greater good of the community. It's really nice. It feels good. It feels like what I'm doing is important.
Yeah, well, you've done a fantastic job, Josie, just putting on these events. And so come out, be a part of this on September the 14th. It is a Saturday, and you can find out more information again online at unleashyourimagination.org. Going to be a fun day, family day. Family's
Yes.
welcome. Comedian's going to be there, not Rick and I again, so you don't have to worry about us in the bounce house. Don't have to worry about us trying to tell jokes. But it's going to be so much fun. What are you looking forward to most? I guess final question as we talk about the events today. What are you kind of looking forward to most about this event coming up?
I'm really excited to see the community coming together, not just for the evening event. And like I said, I've never been to the evening event before, but we kind of have a projection of who will be there because we sell tickets and tables.
Mm-hmm.
But for the day event, it's open to everyone in Huntsville and around Huntsville. So I'm very excited to see the people that come and the people that get brought together.
All right. Mark your calendars. September the 14th. Josie Stowers, marketing maven, will be there. So come on out and be a part of these great events to help back and to give back to our children here in Walker County. Josie, we'll take another break. When we come back, we're going to talk about what day it is. I've got a little bit of things you need to know today. And as always, it is our impossible question. Definitely a segment you don't want to miss. And also, if you haven't already chimed in and said good morning to us, let us know that you're out there because we'll have a special recognition here in just a few moments. We'll continue on. This is Good Morning Huntsville, brought to you on this wonderful Wednesday by Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. Over 25 years of excellence here in Huntsville and Walker County. Also, Josie, I believe you may have some of Kay's Wednesday wisdom for us as well.
Yes.
So stay tuned for that. We don't want to forget about it. We'll be back in a moment. Final opportunity this morning, too, to text in the keyword SHSU along with your name on the 0 Degree Creation phone and text line. That number 936-339-0139. Again, 936-339-0139. We'll step aside and take a break. More to come. It's your show as we continue on. This is Good Morning Huntsville here on a wonderful Wednesday.
Again, Tomorrow's Promise is excited to announce our third location to better serve the families of Walker County and surrounding areas. At Tomorrow's Promise, we are more than just childcare. We pride ourselves on partnering with parents and creating a place where every child is respected, loved, and nurtured in the highest quality environment. See what makes us the perfect fit for your child and their needs. Schedule a tour and learn more about Montessori.
Tomorrow's Promise Academy on Veterans Memorial now open. Visit tpms.live for more information. Education you can trust.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based 501c3 nonprofit Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addictions. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
Welcome to Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville, where we've been caring for your furry family members for over 4 decades. Nestled at 877 IH 45 South, our kennel is a perfect retreat for your pet. With a climate-controlled facility, spacious exercise yards, we ensure a comfortable and enjoyable stay. At Magnolia Kennel, we offer a range of options including overnight boarding, extended stay boarding, and doggy day out. But that's not all. We also provide additional pampering services like baths and nail care to keep your pets looking and feeling their best. Making a reservation is a breeze at magnoliakennel.com. We take great pride in our dedication to the community, supporting our local fire departments by providing oxygen pet masks. Stay connected and enjoy adorable pet updates by following us on Facebook. Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville is where dogs get to be dogs. Visit us at magnoliakennel.com to book your pet's next stay. We can't wait to meet your 4-legged family members.
This is Kay Boehning with Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, and you're listening to Spirit Radio.
All right, friends, moving right along here on your Wednesday. Time now is 8:17 in the a.m. Thanks for being a part of our show. It's great to have Josie Stowers here with us today. The Josie Stowers. 77 degrees this morning. That humidity almost at 100%, though. Wind southwest at 3. And we are under another heat advisory thanks to that humidity. Heat index values as high as 105 today. We'll get up to 96 on the bulb, and then tonight 77, tomorrow 96, Thursday night 77, and I just put that on repeat because there is no rain in the forecast, and we're going to get hot next week. Highs back in the hundreds starting on Sunday, Josie. So there you go. How about that? A little weather update to get you all happy this morning. The heat is here. It is August. Kids are going back to school. Children are going back to school. There's a difference. And it's hot. So make sure you stay hydrated, stay full of water, and make sure you take care of yourself. Because I'm going to tell you, that whole water thing, you don't even know when you're dehydrated sometimes. And, I mean, I've been around. I've even had it before where I was dehydrated, didn't even realize. I hadn't been drinking. I've been drinking a couple of sodas throughout the day and had a really bad headache. Wasn't feeling good. And I was like, oh, it's because I haven't drank a bunch of water. Felt better.
Yep.
So it can creep up on you. We are back here this morning. We'll get to some of your comments in just a few moments. But, hey, it's time now for On This Day. On this day in 1756, Josie, the French captured Fort Oswego, New York. Never heard of it. See, I need to get better on my history. So they would have someone to be rude over. That's why they captured it. On this date in 1848, the Oregon Territory. Do you say Oregon or Oregon?
Oregon.
I wonder if it's Oregon. I've always never thought about that until just now. Or I've heard people say Oregon before, but it's Oregon. Oregon Territory was created. Wisely, the legislators put it near where? Oregon. Which, of course, made the computer game, the Oregon Trail, possible. Without that, wouldn't have the Oregon Trail. The Oregon Territory was created on this date in 1848 by Jebediah Nike. Wonder if that's true. It was on this date in 1857. The Oregon Territory was created 114 years before the computer game, the Oregon Trail. A couple of other things. The Social Security Act created unemployment insurance and pension plans for the elderly. Congress wanted to set up a safety net, so if they ever spent too much, they'd have a place to steal money from, which is exactly what they do. On this date in 1958, the Canadian Football League played their very first game. The final, Winnipeg 29, Edmonton 21, really means Americans didn't really care for the first time. I'm still not a big CFL fan. I don't watch any of it. You like football, don't you? You're not a football? I thought you had a football team.
No.
Is there any sports teams that you're like that you watch, or are you just kind of like not into the sport thing?
I'm not a big sports person.
If you had to go for a team, would there be one? The Astros? Like the base, you would go
Yes,
for the Astros.
yeah.
All right. I want to put Josie on the spot here. But see, this is a perfect example. CFL, nobody cares. A couple of other things. Today is it's actually World Lizard Day today, Josie. World Lizard Day today. Who thinks of this stuff? National Creamsicle Day, too. It's National Creamsicle. Tim Tebow, who almost did a lot of things, hits 37 years old today. Boy, look at this. Mila Kunis, that's Ashton Kutcher's wife, 41 today.
Wow.
Can you believe that?
That's
just,
Jackie, isn't it?
Yeah, so that's just crazy to think about that. She wasn't the Jackie of the 60s. She was the Jackie of the 70s. She'll always be Meg on Family Guy. Halle Berry, 58 today. Crazy to think about that. Halle Berry, 58 years old today. Some other ones. Magic Johnson turned 65 today, somehow magically. 65, Magic Johnson. And then the one that really hit me today as I was looking through these, Steve Martin turning 79 years old today. A little less wild and less crazy than he was, but he's still around and still in movies. Murders in the Building with Selena Gomez. Don't know if you heard of that or not.
Oh, yes, yeah.
See, there's things like some of the sports things I would know, the movie things you would know. I don't know much about the shows and the movies. But crazy to think about that. Some things that you need to know today. 3 news agencies, Politico, the New York Times, and the Washington Post, were all leaked information from inside the Trump campaign. All 3 decided to not reveal any details about what they received. This has been an ongoing story. Again, we don't get political on the show. We're just telling the news as it is, but they are tracing this now back to possibly Iranian hackers. They had put out information, a dossier about J.D. Vance possibly becoming Trump's pick for VP. That information was all leaked out to these news agents. They knew, but thankfully the news agencies didn't re-leak the information, so credit them for that. Mm-hmm. Latest profound statements from candidates. Trump said that if he loses, he'll flee to Venezuela, by the way. So that's what he says. President Biden said that if Donald Trump does win this election, he would attend the inauguration. Remember that Trump did not attend the inauguration for Biden. So, pretty cool to see that. Frozen 3. Did you ever watch Frozen 2?
Yes.
Well, Frozen 3 on the way from Disney, but you're going to have to wait. It won't hit the theaters until Thanksgiving weekend 2027. Wholesale price increases were up only 0.1% between June and July. That's down from 0.02% to May to June. Anything right now, if we can get some relief financially, things are so expensive. Do you go out? Do you go to the grocery store a lot, or do you eat out quite a bit?
I go to the grocery store every week.
And it's probably pretty expensive, right?
It is. When I was in college, my thing was when it was getting close to payday, I'd make a big pot of spaghetti and eat it for a couple of days. And I could buy all the ingredients for the spaghetti for like under $5. And now it's like $10 to buy all those ingredients.
Yeah, it's getting super, super expensive to eat. I mean, Bridget was just telling me the other day she piled up on groceries for the kids and everything. It's over $300. Mm-hmm. Just unbelievable. Not waiting until Apple releases their next operating system with AI, Google has rolled out their new Pixel 9 phone earlier than usual. It's along with its new AI-powered software update, all this AI stuff. You just heard it. We had the songs for Josie there, and the technology is starting to get unreal. Starbucks CEO. Are you a Starbucks person?
Occasionally.
Pretty expensive coffee. Well, their CEO is out just after a year being replaced. Check this out, by the former CEO of Chipotle. So from burrito to coffee is where the Brian Nichol, the CEO, is going. Big news for Chick-fil-A fans. You a Chick-fil-A-er?
I do like Chick-fil-A.
Well, Chick-fil-A is bringing back their banana pudding milkshake after being gone off the menu for 13 years. I don't even ever remember that being on.
Me neither.
So there you go. Banana pudding milk. Sounds pretty good. So they are bringing that back here pretty soon. Archaeologists have discovered a trove of artifacts from Egypt's last dynasty, gold pieces and jewelry found in 63 previously undiscovered tombs.
Oh, my goodness.
Can you believe that?
That's really cool.
It's pretty neat to see that. All eyes are on the 5th named storm in the Atlantic Ocean hurricane season, Ernesto, making his way to the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico as we speak. And, I did not look at the National Hurricane Center to see where that thing is forecast to go. Right now, it's not even going to affect us, which is good news. It is hitting Puerto Rico area, but some cold fronts are going to push that out to the East Coast. So luckily, we're not going to have to worry about any of that here
I do have a quick history, too, that I wanted to mention this morning that came across. I get all these cool little emails every morning, like facts and stuff. Hurricanes, did you know this? Hurricanes used to only be named after women.
No, I didn't know that.
Before the 20th, this, by the way, comes from History Facts. Before the 20th century, there was no uniform method for naming hurricanes in the U.S., though some other parts of the world saw creative naming conventions. Residents of the West Indies, for example, named hurricanes after patron saints. And the 19th century British meteorologist Clement Raji used characters from Greek and Roman mythology. It wasn't until the 1940s that hurricanes here in the U.S. were generally referred to simply by the year and or the place they occurred, such as the Great Miami Hurricane of 1926. That changed, though, during World War II, when Navy and Air Force meteorologists began to name the tropical storms they tracked after their girlfriends and wives for easier reference. For a time, the U.S. military also experimented with naming storms after its phonetic alphabet, Abel, Baker, Charlie, and so on, but this was replaced with a system thought to be less confusing and easier for the public to remember. In 1954, the National Weather Bureau, wasn't the service then, it was called the National Weather Bureau, they chose to use women's names as a standard. That year saw Alice, Barbara, Carol, and others. But why women's names specifically? The decision was partially inspired by the trend that began during the war, though it was also rooted in stereotypes about the temperamental nature of women. Back then people didn't think about this stuff. They just did it. The practice continued until the late 1970s when members of the women's movement spoke out against the negative characterization of women that pervaded every facet of society, including storm naming. So in 1979, the National Weather Service, now not the Bureau anymore, and the World Meteorological Association changed the naming convention to include an even split of women's and men's names, using 6 groups of 26 names that rotate annually.
Okay.
So there is some hurricane history for you. I never knew that. Now, I did know that we had one year where we ran out from A to Z. We ran out of names, and so they started going to alpha, beta, gamma. They do that after they run out. So we had like a hurricane beta back in the day. But anyway, some pretty cool history for you there this morning. That is. Our final little thing here this morning that we like to do before we get to greeting all of you that are joining us. This is our impossible question, followed by Did You Know? Today's impossible question, Josie, very important. The average worker does this 19 times a week at the office. The average worker, think about things that you do at your job at Tomorrow's Promise. The average worker does this 19 times a week. Think about that as we continue on. A couple of Did You Knows this morning as we talk about it here. Let me get back over so we can see who's commenting in. A couple of Did You Knows. Nearly 90% of us are planning to do this year. 90% of us doing what? Cut out at least one dish from the Thanksgiving menu.
Huh.
Don't know where the surveys come from. In a survey, the top 3 gifts that women said they dread getting the most. What are some of the gifts that you dread getting the most, Josie?
Clothes.
Okay. You dread clothes. All right. Gift certificates, number 1. Tacky ornaments and a diet book.
Oh, I love ornaments.
Could you imagine, though? That would be kind of rude.
A diet book? Yeah, that would be
you'd kind of look at that like, why did you get me what are you trying to say?
But a cookbook would be cool.
Cookbook would be all right. All right. 90% of kids will eat snow at some point in the next few months. Kind of crazy to talk about. Not here, but only 10% of adults will.
Huh.
Americans throw out 3.5 billion wire clothes hangers every single year. 3.5 billion wire hangers. It's a lot of folks going to the cleaners. 27% of us say with back pain say picking up the kids is one of the reasons for it. I would say that. 38% of people with straight teeth are perceived as smart. That's why you got to get those braces right. A survey finds that 30% of us admit we'll overspend on adult beverages for the holidays. Over 30 million Facebook accounts belong to people who have departed, no longer with us. 30 million vacant Facebook accounts, if you think about it. Yeah, and see, like my dad passed, and we still have access to his account, and I wanted to create a legacy account, and I just haven't figured out how to do that yet.
Oh, yeah.
According to USA Today, on average, we order pizza by delivery how many times a year?
Gosh.
52.
30. That'd be every week, once a week, Josie. 30 times a year. So you're saying that's almost 3 times. That's a little less than 3 times a month people are ordering. Is that right? Yeah. A little less than 3 times a month people are ordering pizza.
Wow.
Which sounds about, we usually order pizza twice a month. 70% of parents allow spending money on just about anything while on vacation, but not at home. And then a couple more here. Researchers estimate that the average woman in her 30s has 2 bad hair days a week. You ever have a bad hair day?
Every day.
Almost 1/2 of us agree that asking how your food tastes before you've even tried it is the single most irritating thing a restaurant server can do. So there you go. And I didn't even think about that. I have been asked that before. Today, let's go back to today's impossible question. Jamie Saucier answered here. He commented in with an answer. We asked, what is the average worker does this 19 times a week at the office? Did you think about that one? Do you have any idea what it may be? Restroom, not the answer, by the way.
I thought about restroom.
It's a lot of times going to the restroom.
It is.
I guess, what is it, 5 days a week?
Complains.
2. That's like 3 times a day. Complains. Bridget, I'm sorry. Bridget said, I've been complaining too much. That's a good guess, but not it. Consumes beverages like coffee, tea, etc.
Oh.
19 times a week you're consuming beverages there at work.
Interesting.
All right, Josie, it's our friend's time to shine here on the show. It's a new segment we have here on Good Morning Huntsville. Been doing it for about a week now.
Oh, no.
This is where we greet people who have chimed in this morning. Can you see these, Josie?
Yes.
Jamie Saucier leading the pack. He is always the #1 commenter. Jamie gets to us before anybody else every single morning here on the show. So congratulations, Jamie, keeping that streak alive this morning here on Good Morning Huntsville. How about the brisketeer? We got some briskets coming our way tomorrow night. It is the community dinner. Kyle Kreiner joining, saying good morning, y'all. Our friend, the grandmother of Huntsville, Carolyn Gibson, joining us, saying good morning, friends. Who else do we have there, Josie? That's a hard one to see. Quentin.
Good morning, Quentin.
QG, Quentin Glaze, our #1 engager with the good morning shout out this morning. Bill Doggett, Walker County Precinct 3 in the house. Good to see you this morning. The commish on with us. Jennifer Augustinetti. Love what she always says every morning, especially on Wednesdays. Good morning. It's a wonderful Wednesday. Find a Bible study to attend. Have a blessed day. My sister Rebecca in Temple. Well, from Temple in Georgetown working. Saying good morning, Huntsville. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, sis. Love you. Tara Burnett joining us this morning. Tara won our gift card yesterday.
Congratulations.
Tara Burnett saying good morning, everybody, over at Hearts Veterans Museum. Deneen Thompson, D-Tomp in the house. I love it. She calls us her family. We are a family here on Hello. That's why we're having the dinner tomorrow night. It's a family dinner. Good morning, family. Togetherness. One more time. Love that, D. Thank you for texting that in. Christine Mitchell joining us this morning on the social feeds. On the social, saying good morning on Facebook. Great to see you this morning. Trying to look for a few more. Angie Magoo joining us. Did I say that right? Magoo? M-C-G-O-U. That's got to be Magoo.
That sounds right.
AM in the AM messaging us this morning. Little AM going for you. Good morning to you. Thanks for being here with us today. Hey, how about Joe Mama? Check it out, Joe Mama. We got Joe Mama joining us on YouTube. Yeah. Morning, Joe Mama. What's up, Joe Mama? And then also our friend El Turpening down in New Waverly, Texas, joining us this morning here on Good Morning Huntsville, saying good morning. A few other ones that don't come in on those feeds. My buddy Brian Smith, all the way up in Fargo, North Dakota. Don't you know?
How cool.
Brian Smith up in Fargo, good morning to you. Richard and Linda Horn saying good morning from the Woodlands. Hello, Huntsville, going mobile this morning.
Nice.
Paul Oley saying it's hump day. Hump day. Your boss is watching. Kay Boehning. She said she has never seen Josie counter-attack. I don't see you as a counter-attack type person, Josie. I don't see you as a person that you ever get angry.
No, not really.
How do you keep it in check? Do you take do you breathe, like take deep breaths and stuff?
Well, I guess.
Does it ever come across you like, man, do you ever feel like you're starting to get angry?
Yeah, sometimes I have to walk away.
You're just like, I ain't got time for this.
Yeah.
That's good.
We'll talk about it later, you know.
All right, there you go. That's all of your engagers. Joe Mama. Oh, Joe Mama. I'm a cliff. Drop over sometime. All right, Joe Mama. I'll give you that one. That was pretty good this morning. How'd you find us, by the way? You can get random people on YouTube, which is all right.
That's funny.
I'm a cliff. Drop over sometime. All right, we got you, Joe Mama. We got Joe. My dad would say, I got Joe Mama in my right pocket. All right, there you go. That's our little greeting section here this morning on Good Morning Huntsville. Thanks for hanging out with us. Let's take one final break, and when we do, we'll come back. We'll get over to our 0 Degree Creations phone and text line, as we will have a winner today of that Cafe Texan gift card. Stay with us. More to come. This is your show as we wrap it up on the other side. It's Good Morning Huntsville.
In the night I feel so low. Darkest days they come and go, but your love it always shows. Jesus, you're my heart's glow. When the world is caving in, lost in shadows feeling thin, your light breaks through every sin. In your arms I rise again. You lift me up when I'm down, down. In your love I'm found, found. Through the storm and the rain, rain, your love takes away all the pain, pain. In the darkest night, you are my guiding light. With you I never fight alone. Jesus, you're my cornerstone. Lift me up when I'm down, down. In your love I'm found, found. Through the storm and the rain, rain, your love takes away all the pain. Now I walk with hope anew. Every step I take with you, through the valley, see it through. Jesus, I'm forever true. You lift me up when I'm down, down. In your love I'm found, found. Through the storm and the rain, rain, your love takes away all the pain, pain. Now I walk with hope anew. Every step I take with you, through the valley, see it through. Jesus, I'm forever true. You lift me up when I'm down, down. In your love I'm found, found. Through the storm and the rain, rain, your love takes away all the pain, pain. All the pain, pain. You lift me up when I'm down, down. In your love I'm found, found. Through the storm and the rain, rain, your love takes away all the pain, pain. Even in the darkest night, you are my guiding light. With you I never fight alone. Jesus, you're my cornerstone.
Here we grow again. Tomorrow's Promise is excited to announce our third location to better serve the families of Walker County and surrounding areas. At Tomorrow's Promise, we are more than just childcare. We pride ourselves on partnering with parents and creating a place where every child is respected, loved, and nurtured in the highest quality environment. See what makes us the perfect fit for your child and their needs. Schedule a tour and learn more about Montessori.
Tomorrow's Promise Academy on Veterans Memorial now open. Visit
All right, little fun music here to bring you back home. I'm trying to think, it sounds like a game show or something, right, Josie?
It does.
You want to join the game show?
Family Feud.
It's kind of what I thought of. By the way, a lot of this audio that you're hearing, that song earlier, that song, by the way, it's called Shining Through that you heard there. We rolled that out on all major music platforms, just a couple of weeks ago, and getting a tremendous response. A lot of people are using it on TikTok now for some of their videos, which is really cool.
Awesome.
And full disclaimer, all AI generated. So we just had a few ideas about how we wanted it to, the words to be. The computer did the rest, and I think it says a lot about where technology is going. Some people were saying, man, I'm so worried about, all of this technology and, it's going to hurt the music industry, the recording industry, by the way, trying to sue the service that we get that we create that music from, based on the sole fact that they say that the AI used real music to learn from. And that's what they're suing them on, saying that they have taken copywritten information to learn from. And I thought about this. Doesn't every single musician that's out there, aren't they inspired by somebody else?
Yes.
So how is a computer learning from someone else any different than any musician that's out there? And I'm not hating on musicians. I think musicians are talented. The computer's never going to be able to replace a true musician. But how is that any different than anybody else who's into music, that plays music, learning from someone else?
It's really not.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not any different. Mm-hmm.
I don't see it that way, and it's completely unique sounds. It's not like they're taking something from, say, Elvis Presley and generating that exact same music.
Yes.
I mean, they're just jealous because the technology is so incredible. That's what the problem is, and it's creating opportunities for people who creative, like in marketing. You were talking about earlier, like, man, I need to start using some of this for some of my bumper music because that way it's licensed, and it's the deal is if you pay for these services. They have a free version, and the free version says, like, you can only keep it on their platform. The paid version, they said you can use it wherever you want.
Oh, nice.
So we pay a monthly fee to generate music, to generate instrumentals. I mean, a lot of it that you hear now, we're doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, a perfect example, just like this right here. I mean, that was...
Oh, I like it.
That we use for our thing. And then, your little favorite one. It's I mean, all of these. It's all computer generated. Mm-hmm. And for me, as somebody that needs bumper music and those kind of things, it's extremely beneficial.
Yes.
I mean, all of these, right?
Yes.
So, anyways,
they're really good.
I think somebody's just getting upset. All right, let's head over to our Zero Degree Creations phone and text line. We have got a winner today. Cafe Texan gift card coming somebody's way. Got to answer to win.
Hello?
Hello, this is the Houston Texans ticket office. Is this Sally?
Yes, I don't like the Texans.
Hi, Sally. We know that you guys are Cowboys fans, and we just want to make sure that you jump on the Houston Texans, where Texans never going to win anything, bandwagon. Would you like to join?
Sure.
Awesome. We have season tickets for as low as 25 cents.
Can you go lower?
Sure. Why don't we pay you to come to the games? What's up? What's going on, my friend? It's been a hot minute since we've talked to you. How are you doing, Sally?
I'm good. It's at work.
Oh, your work. Oh, my bad. Where are you working at these days?
I work for TDC in the Pearl Division.
Oh! All right. Well, we better hang up then. You busy. Well, hey, you got a Cafe Texan gift card coming your way for you and your wonderful husband. How does that sound?
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Awesome. Well, we miss you. We love you, Sally. And Josie has a question for you. Josie, what do we always ask? She's looking at me. We always ask, what are you thankful for?
What are you thankful for?
I am thankful for friends and a really great, small, but big community.
That's beautiful.
Awesome. Sally, we know you're busy. Appreciate all that y'all do with TDCJ, and I will hand deliver that gift card to your home. If you're not there, I'm gonna put it under your doormat. All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, God bless you, Sally.
You.
Great to hear from you.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Now we all know where it's gonna be hidden.
She is but you don't know where you don't know what her last name is.
True.
Could be Sally Sue. Could be Sally Smith. Could be Sally Stowers. Never know.
That is true.
That's pretty cool. She's one today, so there you go. She's busy. Folks at TDCJ work their tail off.
Yes.
Hey, I wanted to enlighten you folks on just a couple of. Do you have just a few more minutes, Josie?
Absolutely.
We are gearing up. We've talked a lot about Tomorrow's Promise, Unleash Your Imagination. Again, please go to the website, unleashyouриmagination.org. I also wanted to talk this morning very briefly about our Spirit Radio FM platform. Many of you hear kind of the rejoins, and it's an app that you can download, inspirational music. We focus on Huntsville, Texas now, and you can go to our website at spiritradio.fm. We are in the final stages, finally, of being able to get our FM station going here in Huntsville. We've been working on this.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, we've been working on this for a very, very long time. In fact, whenever I came back to Huntsville, it was something that was on my heart that I always said, it'd be so great to bring an inspiration station to Huntsville.
Mm-hmm.
And so we converted the Spirit Radio app, which always had a global reach, to focus more locally, but still to have that global outreach. And but we have renamed it spiritradio.fm, the Spirit of Huntsville. Many of you download it. We have over 100 listeners a day on the app already, which is awesome. It's been downloaded almost 1,500 times.
Wow.
And so we appreciate that. But here's the deal. We are working on our FM radio license. It's going to be a low-power station. It'll reach about 5 to 7 miles throughout the community. Just a final few things that we have to do to get this thing going. We already have our construction permit. But if you would like to be a part of this ministry, we are a 501c3 nonprofit ministry and radio ministry, and we're excited about bringing this. It's going to be an opportunity to uplift our community, to really, truly be number one, truly be locally owned. So a media that is truly part of Huntsville and from this area, which is great. And then number two, on top of that, is truly focused on community. What do we mean by that? We mean focusing on what's happening right here in Huntsville, Texas, and throughout our area, but really specifically hyper-focused on Huntsville. And we're so thankful for this opportunity. We already have programming that we're working on, different gospel shows, different just educational shows.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all, again, focused on Huntsville. We'll have local news, local weather, and you'll be able to enjoy this. But if you would like to underwrite, and again, as a 501c3, this is all tax deferred. You can put it on your taxes. We'll send you a statement each year. We would love for you to consider donating to help us really get this thing off the ground and going. To be honest, our build-out costs are going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of $20,000. We've raised some of that money already. We still have a little bit to go, but we know that the Lord is going to provide, and we would love for you to be a supporter of Spirit Radio FM. There's several ways that you can do it. If you'd like to be a monthly recurring, what we call a community supporter, just $10 per month is all we're asking for.
Oh, wow.
So if you'd like to donate that, again, you can go to spiritradio.fm. Super easy. Scroll down to the bottom. It'll say Support Spirit Radio. Donate today. But we'd love for that. Again, $10. We'll give you a donor wall that we're putting together on the website. We'll recognize you there if you can if you feel led to give $10 a month to help out the ministry. We'd love to be a part of that. Maybe you want to be what's called a community supporter. Maybe you want to give a little bit more, $25 a month. And we just created these. A friend of the station. It's $100 a month. We'll mention your name on air as a supporter.
Oh, awesome.
Saying, support provided in part by your name. That'll be on the air, and we'll also recognize you on our donor wall if you want to give $100 a month. Our champion of broadcasting, $250. A lot of different exclusive opportunities that you can be there if you'd like to. And these are just one time, by the way. This is now just a one-time donation. So if you wanted to do the $10 a month, you can. If you just wanted to do these one-time donations, you can.
Okay.
Our pillar of the community for $500, we'll give you a special thank you package, a mention on air, VIP access to some of our events that we're having, and recognition throughout our website. Maybe you want to be a legacy supporter, really help us to get this off the ground. We'll have an invitation to exclusive donor dinner that we are going to host, VIP access to our event, special on-air interview, non-promotional educational piece about your involvement in the community, recognition on a special donor plaque at the station. We're going to have really awesome plaques as we're building our studio. We'll have a plaque, just kind of a wall of honor of folks that are really helping us to do this as well. And then we'll have that donor wall on the website. Or maybe you said, you know what, Rob, I don't really want any of that. I just like to give a little bit. You can give whatever you want down at the bottom, custom amount. And if you don't like the designated 50 that's already there, just hit change amount, put in $25 and hit donate. That's all you have to do. And it'll take you to a secure form and process that. But if you feel led this morning to help us really get this off the ground, we would love for you to be a part of this exciting new ministry that we're working on, something that I really feel that God's put on my heart And I told Bridget, I said, I feel like this was the reason that we came back to Huntsville, not only to be involved here and do Hello Huntsville, but to really promote the good about this community. Josie, you've been here. There's so many good things about Huntsville. I'm going to ask you, what do you love most about Huntsville?
Oh, I feel like everybody says this, but I love the people. I really do. Everyone's nice. Everyone wants to lend a helping hand when you need it. Everyone's there for each other.
Well, that's what it's about here in Huntsville, and that's what we want to promote. I'm so glad you said that. It's okay to say that. It's okay if everybody – it's good that everybody says that, right? That's why we're doing this, and we would love for you to be a part of this exciting new ministry. I did want to read a couple of things, too, that I just kind of had this on my heart the other night, and I'd posted this. So many of us are going through so many things, and I think that when we hold on to faith, it's the one thing that can get us through some of the most troubling, trying times. There's a lady here in the community just lost her son, young son, and my heart goes out to that family. We have another lady that's on staff with us, and her sister was involved in a very serious car accident. And this is a person that's in their upper 70s, lower 80s, a sister of someone. And so, you friends, keep all of these folks in your prayers this morning. I posted this morning, and it's kind of fitting that God's Word reminds us that our lives are like a vapor. We've all heard it before, here today and gone tomorrow. But I want to assure you this morning, this is the inspiration this morning for you, that God has a purpose for every moment we live. Every moment, even us being on this show, there's a purpose for it. Maybe that purpose this morning is for somebody who's hurting to hear this morning. But let's make each day count by loving others, pursuing peace, and fulfilling the calling that He has placed on our lives. We hear so much, Josie, about we need to love others, but what does that really mean? And I'll ask you, I know I'm throwing this at you, but if you hear of somebody saying you need to love others, what does that mean to you?
I actually struggle with this a lot because I try to love everyone, and sometimes I feel like because I'm so nice or because I want to do everything to help somebody, I'm not fully loving them. Sometimes I feel like I'm enabling things, and so that's actually something I struggle with too. I think when you love someone, you help them even if it's in a way that they don't necessarily understand. You know what I mean?
I think the biggest things, Josie, is just keep being you, because God has made you wonderfully unique, and that's the same for all of us. And, I think whenever I hear the word love others, I think it's so important that what does that actually mean? Does that mean, so many times, many of us, especially if you sit in a church service on Sunday, you hear a word, and then as soon as you're off that property, it's like real life hits you again.
Yes.
Think about how you're treating others. Are you lifting others up? Because I truly believe if you're not lifting other people up, you're putting them down.
Mm-hmm.
Even when you cross paths with somebody. We have several folks in this community that are homeless. And I've gotten to know a couple of the guys. And one of them's just a very kind man. He's been on the streets for 12 years. And, I've offered him opportunities. And he's just not interested in that right now. But you know what? Loving on people. We get so wrapped up in our own little worlds of the things that we do every day that we forget there's so many other people out there that have needs. And I think sometimes we're so focused on what we want to do that we forget about what others want to do or what others are doing. And to me, that's what love is being there, is supporting others, is helping them through. I think of the ultimate love of God sending His Son Jesus to die on the cross for our sins. There's no other greater love than that. Than a sacrifice for us and salvation. But please hear me on that. Think about that. Think about the word love this morning. How are you loving other people today? And as you go out about your day, another example, I saw a man, I'm not making this about me, I'm just using it as an example. Saw a man the other day, yesterday in fact, struggling to get out of his truck, had a walker, and struggling. And I just asked him, can I help you? And he said, no, I'm fine. But it's those little bitty things that if you have an opportunity and something's tugging at you, answer that call, reach out to that person, ask if they need help, do whatever you can to make a difference. And I think that's what makes Huntsville so unique and so special, Josie.
Yes, yeah.
So just wanted to end with that this morning.
And hopefully that will be some encouragement for somebody out there who needs that today. Hey, been a fun one here with Josie Stowers of Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. Appreciate all that Josie does. She is just a wonderful asset to our community.
Thank you.
To Tomorrow's Promise. And we are so thankful to have her here on the show this morning, Josie.
I'm thankful to be here.
So help out Josie by showing up to these events. We know a lot of people are going to be there. They're almost sold out on the tables, a few vendor spots left. Go to unleashyourimaginationorg right now. Make sure you're signed up to be a part of a great organization that is giving back to young people here in our community.
Yes.
That'll wrap it up, friends, as we'll be back tomorrow morning. It is our Thankful Thursday segment. Deborah Wyan joins us as Jason Bay is out. He's got a few things he's going to be working on, and so Deborah Wyan will be with us tomorrow on our Thankful Thursday segment, so make sure you're here. We're going to talk about some really awesome Wednesday night opportunities for you and your family, your children. May include a free meal, Josie. If you want to know what that is, find out tomorrow. We'll be talking about it again on our segment coming up, our Thankful Thursday segment tomorrow. Until then, friends, as I end every broadcast, please listen to this morning, that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We're really not. We need each other, so please provide that word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support, as we talked about a while ago, to somebody else. There's somebody out there that needs you today. We love you, Huntsville. We'll see you back at it tomorrow, 7:30 on the dot. This is your show as we wrap it up here on this wonderful Wednesday. It is Good Morning Huntsville. Thank you, Josie.
Thank you.